Good afternoon on the road, and just finished some meetings going through yet another dozen Google Ads accounts for dealers that I'll be visiting over the next few days on my road trip, my educational journey to bring a new playbook, a new framework for running Google Ads campaigns. And that framework answers the question that dealers have been asking for years. How come direct increases in Google Ad spending doesn't seem to generate an equal number or an increased rate of sales of vehicles? And for years, we've been staring at the data. We've been staring at the numbers, and well, until the research report that I published last month came out, there really wasn't a clue, or some people knew the answer, just didn't want to do the work. But finally, as a result of the research report, I started digging into solutions. There's one thing to do research to find out why something isn't working, but then there's another whole thing about how do we fix the problem. Here's the problem. And it is just an estimate, but I say over 95% of franchise dealers, franchise automotive dealers in the United States do not have their Google Ads campaign set up properly. And I don't care if Dealer.com or Syncro or Dealer Run or Dealer eProcess or C4 Analytics or Affinitive are running these campaigns. The truth of the matter is, my own agency had to reframe the way in which we're running and optimizing Google Ads campaigns. And so it is a breakthrough to understand that we finally have a clear path forward, a new Google Ads playbook that is sending the right signals back to Google to generate more sales opportunities. And I've not seen anyone else publish a authoritative data-based revision to what Google's been suggesting for the last 20 years with any degree of confidence. And of course, on Thursday, I'm going to start to unveil the solutions that need to be put in place in order to completely rework the ad strategies that dealers need to generate more opportunities to sell new and used cars. Now, someone say, well, Brian, listen, we're selling all the cars we have. Why are you talking about marketing? I was like, okay. For 20 years, dealers have been spending money like drunken sailors on Google Ads without asking some critical questions. And yes, we're in a unique time, but it doesn't mean marketing stops. And it doesn't mean that next year, when dealers want to be more competitive because more inventory is available, they're going to need a strategy and a playbook that works. And again, I would say I have not seen, and that's why I said 95%. I haven't seen a single dealer since I've released my research report, not a single dealer. And I've looked at dealers that are from large dealer groups that have dedicated marketing teams. There is not a single dealer. And I would challenge anyone watching this video, you call me up and you show me your Google Analytics account and you show me that you have the right signals going back to Google to optimize Google Ads campaigns. I don't think I'll get one single phone call. And the people who think they have it right, guess what? You're going to find out that, well, you don't have it set right. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. So Thursday, I'm going to be releasing the initial framework. I'm going to put in the link to register for the webinar Thursday at 2 o'clock Eastern. And then if you want a copy of the research report, you could also go to brianpash.com and just look under our research report, our industry research reports for the Google SEM report. But more importantly, I want to encourage dealer groups and dealers who are spending money on Google Ads to come out and get the full training that you need, the actual tactical fixes for your ad strategy at the upcoming Automotive Analytics and Attribution Summit on Sunday, the first day of the conference. I'm opening up strong with a workshop on how to inspect your dealership website to make sure you're capturing all hard and soft conversions. Then I'm following up with a workshop on how to create the new set of goals, a separate view for service, a separate view for sales, and the strategy to dramatically change the performance of your Google Ads campaigns. And this also means that those of you who attend the workshops and have this strategy implemented, especially dealers who have their own internal marketing teams, this is extremely important. When you understand how much opportunity you have, how much deliberate or unintentional waste you were signaling back to Google, once you see it, you can't unsee it. So I want to encourage everyone to take the time. If you're spending money on Google advertising, even if you've lowered your budget recently, you know that that budget's going up. And why not let your competitors follow the broken playbook, which is absolutely inefficient? And why don't you create a new playbook that is laser focused on generating more sales opportunities? This is extremely serious. This is not a ho-hum fact, especially since when you think of digital marketing channels, the number one channel that most dealers use is Google Ads. And we have unintentional consequences. So you have two opportunities. Number one, you have the opportunity to hear the first part, a very important part of the story on how to fix things and move forward this Thursday, 2:00 Eastern. And then in November, people say, well, why should I go to a conference? I say, well, because there's tens of thousands, in some cases, dealer groups, millions of dollars at stake of advertising that when you see it, you can't unsee it. When you see the fix, the problem, you'll be like, wow, how come no one else wrote about it? How come no one else is doing it? Well, the answer is everyone's been following a broken playbook and just saying, no one's complaining, no one's really looking, no one's asking hard questions. So let me just do what's easy. If you had to ask what's the fundamental problem with Google Ads, no one's taking responsibility to sending the proper signals to Google to optimize sales campaigns. At the high level, the website companies passing the buck, the digital retailing companies passing the buck, the call tracking company passing the buck, the chat and messaging companies passing the buck, the specials and coupons and merchandising passing the buck, OEM digital program managers, Shift Digital, Auto Data, Ford Direct, all passing the buck. Everyone is passing the buck. At the high level, no one wants to take responsibility for doing digital advertising right. No one wants to make sure that things are in place. So isn't it time, at least for the dealers who want things right? Like if I'm spending $10,000 a month or $5,000 a month or $3,000 a month to generate more new and useful sales opportunities, I want that as accurately targeted and efficient as possible. You see, Google's ad engine is super smart. It works really good for e-commerce companies because they send the right signals. Dealers have been sending the wrong signals to Google for years. So the question is, do you want to learn how to send the right signals to Google? Do you really want, and some of you say, I don't care. I have too many other things on my plate. Well, then my conversation isn't for you. I put a link for the Automotive Analytics and Attribution Summit. It's worth the investment to educate your team, your marketing team, your general managers to inspect, because it's not just about Google Ads, by the way. Your Facebook advertising, your email marketing, your display, your OTT is all sending traffic to your dealership website. And again, I haven't seen a dealer's setup that is like, that is perfect. And you think, I mean, I look at thousands of dealership accounts lightly or in a detailed level per year. Haven't seen it yet. And I don't care how big, whether you're public or private, when you're a single store or you have 50 stores. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So I just want to encourage everyone who's watching this video to understand the seriousness and the claim that I'm making, that of the thousands of dealers who are running Google ads, they're not sending the right signals to Google to optimize their sales strategy. Their service strategy is a different conversation. And we're going to literally unveil the new framework for sales and service at the Automotive Analytics and Attribution Summit. Agencies, welcome to attend, because you have to do the right thing for dealers. At least I believe you should. So if you really want to do the right thing for dealers, you know, it's time to challenge the common playbook. Either we're lemmings walking off the cliff, or we're going to stop and say, man, I don't want to fall down 100-foot drop into the water. I mean, that's the question. And granted, dealers, this is a pretty amazing time, record profitability in a very strange time of inventory shortage. But this is not the time to take the foot off the gas. This is the time to become operationally efficient. So when things get back to normal, or whatever the new normal is, you're operating in a new framework with the most effective marketing, with the most effective signaling from your online showroom, and putting together a robust marketing strategy that matches with a modern remote retailing strategy. The conference in November is all about that. So I just wanted to share this quick video with you at the end of the day, because after working with a group of local team members here and just going through another dozen dealer count, zero were even close to being set up properly. So do you hold the agency accountable? Do you hold the website company accountable? Do you hold the digital retailing company accountable? At the end of the day, it's the dealer's money, and they have to be told that what is being delivered to them is incorrect. And again, this isn't a land grab to get more digital marketing clients. Of course, we love taking care of our clients, but this is an opportunity to educate the entire industry. And I'm willing to do that so that everyone can do a better job for the dealers that they serve, the dealers that they manage. And you would say, Brian, there's awful big and smart companies out there. And how did you figure out something they didn't figure out? Well, there's only two choices. They knew what to do, but didn't want to do it. That's one, because it would take too much work. Or they didn't know, and they just were so close to Google that they just followed everything that Google told them to do. And you'll see at the conference, when we kind of really blow the lid off this, that people are going to be scratching their heads. And once again, they're going to say, that's why I come to Brian's conferences, because he's challenging the status quo. This is not a casual conversation, but a conversation to make the industry better. And if you're the type of person who wants to make the industry better, well, you're the person to attend. If you have any questions on the conference, let me just put in my email address, and we'd love to send you a response. By the way, if you've purchased any of my books before or attended any of our previous conferences, we have a special promotion code for you to register you or your team members for the upcoming conference. And remember, the day before the conference, the Automotive CXO Summit for C-suite executives with dealer groups of 10 or more stores. Don't forget, if you are a C-suite executive and you want to be with your peers, don't forget that conference. That's going to be an amazing one-day event. So I just want to say hello to everyone. After, again, another detailed review, trying to find ways to help dealers, it's very clear that you should either attend the webinar to learn the first piece of the new framework and then get your team registered, or just come out to the conference and get it done. One way or another, I'd love your feedback. So when you have some time, shoot me an email. Love to speak with you. Have a great night.